everyone, welcome to the Nut Freak Show, Renutted. What's that? You don't like these nut puns? Well, you're in the wrong review, buddy, because today we're reviewing The Nut Job. Released in 2014, having some pretty damn good people on it. Will Arnett, Brendan Fraser, Liam Neeson, Stephen Lang, Maya Rudolph, Jeff Dunham, Gabriel frickin' Iglesias? But with the title The Nut Job, what could you really expect from this? None of y'all better set a good movie. What's even weirder is that it's directed by the person who made the short film it's based on, 2005's Surly Squirrel. And it's a really good short film! Yeah, animation is fine for a low budget in 2005, acting is great and some decent comedy. So how do we go from one incredible idea to such a low standard? Let's dive in and see what we can find. So let's nut and bust and get with the lust. Let's nut in the butt and make the cut. Oh, fuck. This is The Nut Job.
Each day is a quest to find food to survive.
The film opens up with actor number 1 who's wasted in this movie, Will Arnett, playing Surly here. Oh, Arnett, you're such a talented voice actor, why the hell are you here?
In fact, I get a real kick out of him.
Get it, he kicked the bird. That's the comedy standard we have, people. The Nut Job!
I'm no hero.
One bag of nuts, please.
You know those common nut vendors. Oh, wait! We're then introduced to 2 other main characters, Andy, voiced by Katherine Heigl, and Grayson, voiced by Brendan Fraser. Now, I don't necessarily care about Heigl all that much, but Brendan Fraser can be funny in animation. I'll argue he's a solid part of the movie Escape from Planet Earth. He can be funny, but also portrays a serious character who's not just a stick in the mud. Here, I don't know, I feel like they played way too into the character he played in that, or at least his annoying side. We then cut to, I guess, our side villains, but they're also the one redeeming quality of this movie. These 2 bank robbers. Their designs are funny enough, but they're also voiced by some pretty funny voice actors, adding a lot to an otherwise bland environment. Also, the nut puns are way too many and too ridiculous. I apologize in advance.
I want some nuts.
Again, I have to. It's my duty. Hey, duty.
I want nuts. You want nuts?
So Surly shows his buddy. Buddy, yeah, these names are getting kind of lazy. Also, Buddy's thing here is, he doesn't talk, outside of one time, and to keep you guessing from which big name is behind him, don't even, some guy named Rob Tinkler. Hold on, Tinkler? They knew what they were doing.
Officer, that man, he assaulted me with nuts.
Andy, of course, spots Surly and Buddy trying to steal the cart, and Brendan Fraser continues to waste his talent.
Which reminds me, why haven't you asked me out on a date? Oh.
Andy confronts Surly, which startles him.
What are you doing here, Surly? You know, this is a chance to prove Raccoon is wrong about you.
Well, butter my ass! This story has been done quite a few times, a rebellious character not wanting to use their intelligence for the greater good because, I don't even know. It sucks because it's not a bad story, it's just an overused one.
I feel sorry for you, Surly.
Oh, thank God, Fraser. I was about to appreciate a life lesson there for a second.
This little girl might be exaggerating a little bit.
The cart goes AWOL thanks to the robber's dog, Precious, you know, the most basic name for a dog, and Surly tries to fend off Andy and Grayson.
Watch the tail! Flammable here! Come on!
These nuts.
They definitely don't have a permit for that.
Oh, Girl Scout, you're scaring me. Of course, the cart rams right into the tree, causing it to naturally fucking explode, which angers the mob. Andy suggests a trial, but the mob disagrees. I should also mention one of these 3 groundhogs are voiced by Fluffy himself, Gabriel Iglesias. Again, a funny as hell guy, rather wasted here.
All those in favor of banishment, raise your paws.
Banishment?
Banishment?
Bandages? Yes, please.
Oh, Brendan Fraser, shut up! So the vote is almost unanimous to banish Surly, except for Buddy.
You won't vote against me, will you, old buddy? Buddy?
So Surly gets banished, and at first it doesn't seem too bad, but things quickly go awry. Surly reunites with Buddy, but is hesitant to have him back. Some rats attack, but Surly is quick on his feet. And during this chase scene, I actually noticed the animation, while cheap and not all that fantastic, is still pretty damn good. It has this fast-moving clay look to it. It looks alright. Not perfect, but still okay. So they get away, and Surly starts to lose it.
Whatever it takes to...
What the? No! Yeah, so as if this shit ain't dated to the max, Gangnam Style is the prominent part of this movie's soundtrack. Yes, Gangnam Style. When does it end? So it turns out those two bank robbers from earlier have a boss, and honestly, he's a pretty cool character. Nutjob standard cool, which isn't a lot, but you get it.
Boss, we even got a nut cart.
Oh geez, a bunch of rat traps. I wonder what hilarity ensues.
Just probably rats.
Did you say rats?
What's his problem?
But it seems like Fingers' dog whistle, and yes, one of the robbers are named Fingers, also can be heard by the new associate, Knuckles.
Do I look like I need your power?
You wish! Back with Andy and Grayson, they're on their way to find more food.
What you got, Grayson? Come on, Grayson! Stretch those cheeks!
But just by crossing the damn street, they already get jumped by one of the rats from before.
Backpack! Give it back!
What was this guy famous for? The mummy? Okay. Grayson fights the rat and tells Andy to go on without him. We're introduced to Lana, the boss's old girlfriend, and Precious here seems to see Surly, which of course causes a chase between Surly, Buddy, and Precious. Andy catches up and takes the dog whistle that Surly desperately needs. Surly and Buddy sneak back into the nut shop and find the nut stash.
Buddy! We found it! The lost city of Nutlantis!
Precious gets downstairs and chases after Surly, but Andy gives the dog whistle back in just in time.
I got 4 words for you.
Okay!
Thing-a-ma-booby.
By the way, that's Maya Rudolph as Precious, and God, is she not funny?
If I don't get rid of you, they're gonna send me back to the pound, all right? And I can't go back to that pound.
You know what? I can do this too! Chris Parnell, Chris Hardwick, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Evans, and Chris Chin in The Chris Movie. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. We need to give them all of our money.
Oh, look at this thing. This is crazy. Woo, woo, woo.
Twerking dogs. Oh, if there's anything Pixar doesn't understand, it's twerking dogs. I mean, seriously, what's going on in that stupid Inside Out movie, huh? Oh, Riley is having trouble fitting in and breaks down during class. How stupidly emotional. We don't need emotion in this. I mean, come on. It's called The Nut Job. They get inspirational, emotional scenes of self-discovery. We get twerking dogs. Riveting. Absolutely riveting. I miss doing that, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. And he goes back to get help from the park, but Surly is a bit hesitant.
Hey, boss. I'm gonna lick your face.
It's no. And he goes back to the park, but everyone is pretty hesitant to work with Surly.
We are not a pack of wild animals.
Get it? Because they are. Christ, this movie's only halfway over. So the team heads to the nut store, but have trouble getting in.
Allow me.
Probably the first actually creative scene we've had this entire film comes from when Surly is explaining the plan, but it intersects with the actual bank heist plan. It's surprisingly creative, and that's some pretty solid music to go with it. Compared to that. The boss explains that the heist is going to be his last heist, and yes, I do agree this guy looks like Waluigi. Pretty damn sad that that's my biggest concern right now. Fire in the hole!
I'm gonna kill you!
This entire film's gonna make me want to put a vice grip on my nuts. Surly decides to take his half by himself, but the others trying to break in causes a stick of dynamite to be lit.
Hey guys, look what I found. This is great.
Okay, so you decide to be funny after fart jokes when even your serious moments are filled with fart and gross out humor. Your storyline is less cohesive than Skyrim! Precious is worried that the basement blowing up will get her sent back to the pound, but Surly decides to act like Precious stopped him from causing more collateral damage.
Smarter than you.
She's smarter than me.
No one's smarter than me.
No one's smarter than you.
Intermission, I guess? This movie has a lot of still frames where you can't tell if it's just a bad movie or if the DVD is scratched. So Surly comes up with a new plan, which involves no underground obstacles, but the groundhogs, by the way, the only one I know is Fluffy's character, Jimmy, fight about how long it'll take to break in.
It'll be 2 days. 3. You want to take this?
Hey guys, we're trying to rob a nut shop. Oh god, I forgot how stupid this movie is. Surly learns of Raccoon's double-crossing plan, and Raccoon tells Mole to sabotage the heist. With this creepy-ass bird. Jeez, is that a cardinal? It's a Dagon! Ohio reference! Surly tries to save the groundhogs after Mole sabotages the plan, and hey, Grayson's back. Oh boy, I sure hope he has something riveting to say.
Oh, shut the front door!
What did you just say? That's rule number 25 in How Not to Make a Good Animated Movie, Volume 2. There's surprisingly a lot of bad animated movies, but you never say shut the front door. What have you done? What have you... Damn it! Surly finds out more about the double-crossing plan, but when he tries to tell the others, they think Surly is trying to pin the blame on Raccoon. He lashes out at Buddy, summoning my hatred for this main character, and the heist goes as planned. Surly gets caught, but Lana finds out about the heist, freeing Surly. But Raccoon has bigger plans. Towards the end of the heist, the two find out there's no money and only nuts due to, get this, an actual double cross on the actual heist side. Surly finally gets rid of the damn Cardinal and probably the darkest shot in the movie. Jesus! The truck's crazy driving alerts the cops and, not even kidding, the funniest thing in this movie. Sure, it's not that funny, but I'm reviewing the nut job, guys. Let me have this! Grayson and Surly free the animals in the back of the truck, but Raccoon arrives trying to kill Surly. The animals then see the villain Raccoon really is and turn on him. Surly gets thrown out, and Andy chases after Raccoon. And you know how most animated movies at this point with high-speed chase and the villains fighting the heroes is supposed to make you feel anxious? I do feel that, but more anxious for the end of the movie. Surly and Raccoon fight on a log over a waterfall, prompting the other animals to save both of them. But Raccoon sees them all as backstabbers. Even though that's what you were doing, this movie's confusing. Surly sacrifices himself, and in turn, the park gets all the nuts they can. I'm not finishing that sentence. The boss finally gets arrested, but Precious seems to notice Surly washed up on the shore.
Best friend.
Yeah, he's only attacked you, socked you, and lashed out at you for no reason. Yeah, he's a pretty terrible freaking character. I'm glad he's dead. No, of course, he's fine. There's a sequel. There's a sequel! The film plays out as Surly is seen as a hero, but let's get one last nut pun in there.
After all, we're all a little nuts.
Oh, thank God. The awful stops here.
Open Gangnam Style.
Yeah, just as one final middle finger, Psy, the guy who's saying Gangnam Style, comes out in the credits in animated form and Gangnam Styles with the characters. Okay, when Brendan Fraser does the Gangnam Style, I've had enough. And that was the nut job. Yeah, it's bad. In some ways, this could have been great. The short's funny enough, but too much of it is wasted voice actors, unfunny dialogue, too many nut jokes, alongside other gross-out humor and just downright unlikable characters and dated humor. They call it the nut job, but the ones who worked on this movie were the real nut jobs. I'm the Film Freak. Thanks for nutting. Damn it!